How is everybody doing? I hope you're all well. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. I had a nice peaceful one myself. I got a present of this wonderful Hydro Flask mug, ideal when you want to have a cup of coffee and you don't want to spill it on the gear. Anyway, we're going to take a look at The Killers on vinyl. I did make a video of The Killers on vinyl back along the line. But I'm just going to do a recap because I like The Killers. I think they're a great band. I like the music. And I like Brandon Flowers' voice as well. He just has a great voice. Saw them live in 2018 and it was a great gig. So let's begin. You start off with Hot Fuss. This was released in 2004 and it was a big album at the time, probably one of the biggest in one of the biggest of the year. Maybe Keane's Hopes and Fears was big as well. Both will be 20 next year. But Hot Fuss. Now I will admit, I remember stuff on the radio at the time. I was kind of never really. I didn't buy the album until a couple of years later because I didn't have to. It was everywhere, you know what I mean. A lot of people thought that the Killers were from England. They sound British, but they're actually from Nevada. And on this, you had Jenny Was a Friend of Mine, Mr. Brightside, probably one of their biggest hits. Smile Like You Mean It, Somebody Told Me, all these things that I've done. They were big radio songs at the time. And Inside Be Andy You're a Star, On Top, Glamorous, Indie, Rock and Roll, Believe Me, Natalie, Midnight Show, Everything Will Be Alright. Side 2 isn't as memorable, but side 1, and it's a good album, you know. It's pretty cool, you know. You got like, you know, bass, drums, synthesizers, guitar, vocals, and it's Brandon Flowers on Vox synthesizer, Dave Kuning guitar, Mark Stormer bass, and Ronnie Vanucci drums. I know that the bassist and the guitar player dropped out at certain points in the last 20 years. And yeah, good debut, and it got, you know, rave reviews, and it's, you know, a lot of people love this one and they don't like anything else by the band. Just before I was getting this video ready, this fell out of my hand, and of course it got a punch on the nose. Just absolutely hate when that happened. Album 2. Now this one, I remember buying it on compact disc back in 2006. It wasn't as accessible to me at the time, you know. I just bought it because I was DJing and stuff, and I had to play some of the songs off it, especially when you were young and for reasons unknown. And Read My Mind, they're great singles, but it's become a cult classic, and the more I hear it, the more I like it. It's a good album. Produced by Flood Alan Moulder. I think Flood worked with U2 and stuff. It originally came out on a picture disc, but this was released in 2017, the vinyl, and it's nice, you know what I mean. It's single pressing, that's all it needs to be. It's a good album. Yeah, it's kind of the band, it's kind of I think it's the step up from the first album in production, but it doesn't really have the same hits, but the songs are quite good, you know. I like it. Bones was good, and no, it's a good album. Yeah, it's a good album. Good second album. Album number 3. Now this one, I remember buying it at the time. Tranquilize was just all the B-sides, some BBC sessions, and there was also the hit itself, Tranquilize, which was a duet with Lou Reed, which was kind of strange. I never really liked that track, I'll be totally honest. Again, this was a double, and there was just an inlay card in it. I remember buying the CD also after at some stage, but there's some good stuff on it. You know, they're mainly B-sides and sessions from the first 2 albums, and then there's BBC stuff and stuff like that. They do Shadow Play, All the Pretty Faces, Leave the Bourbon on the Shelf, Sweet Talk, Under the Gun, Where the White Boys Dance. That's a good track, actually. Show you how Move Away. And then Glamorous Indie Rock and Roll, Who Let You Go, The Ballad of Michael Valentine. There's a cover, Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town. It's a great song, you know. I like their version, but the original Kenny Rogers, is it Kenny Rogers? Is pretty good. Daddy's Eyes, Sam's Town, Abbey Road version. Then Romeo and Juliet. That's a hard song to cover. Not that it's a hard song to play, but it's hard to beat the Dire Straits version, you know. And then you've got Mr. Brightside, Jacques Leconte, Thin White Duke remix. So that's that album. It was kind of a Christmas stocking filler, I guess, in 2007. Next up, in the winter of 2008 came Day and Age, and I remember buying this the day it came out. The weather was very cold, and I played it going home in the car, and I loved it. It's probably my favorite Killers album. I think I probably played this on my iPod for probably, must have been about 6 months solid, I'd say. I just really like this album. I bought all the singles off it. Picture discs, 7 inches and 12-inch picture discs. Everything I could get my hands on. Funny enough, I don't have any CD singles from it because I couldn't find them in the shops, but everything else I got. Losing Touch, that has kind of saxophone. It reminds you of David Bowie, Absolute Beginners. Human, fantastic hit single. Spaceman, that's great as well. I love Joyride as well. And the Dustland Fairy Tale. It's one of their best songs. Starts off nice and slow. Lyrics are great. And then it goes into this U2 style, you know, kind of rock dance kind of thing. This Is Your Life, I Can't Stay, Neon Tiger, The World We Live In, and Good Night, Travel Well. It's kind of a slow one in the end. But I like this album. I like it. It's really good. Yeah. This is a US pressing. I don't think it was released in Europe at the time, but then it has been repressed. Has been repressed in a box set as well, on grey vinyl. But there's a few extra tracks on it from the singles and stuff like that. But they don't have all of them. I think there's a song called Tidal Wave, which is absolutely brilliant. I love it. But that's not on the box set. Someday I might pull up the box set. I'm not sure. It's a funny size. It's kind of big and bulky. It's kind of an album in a kind of a folder thing. But artwork on this is good. There's a poster there as well, a giant poster. And I love the artwork. Yeah, I'd love to frame it. I would love to frame this. You know, or copy it and frame it. It's really good. I love the silver. I love this. That is so cool. All right, cool down. Cool down, boy. Cool down. So yeah, that's the Killers Day and Age. I remember I think I got this around Christmas 08. I had to order it. I ordered it in the HMV, and it was expensive, you know. But there you go. Not as expensive as they are today. Next up is Battleborn. Battleborn is, I like it. You know, I was dreading it coming out because I was thinking, oh no, what if it's not as good as Day and Age? It's better in some ways. It's kind of a bigger, more ambitious album. But there's a couple of cliches here as well. Flesh and Bone I love. Runaways is good. And The Way It Was, that's probably my favourite Killers song. It's just a fantastic song. It kind of reminds me of Roy Orbison. You know what I mean? Like there is a bit of soul, heartfelt stuff in it. Here With Me is another good one. But, you know, these are kind of, I suppose, a lot of people accuse them at this stage of kind of stadium filling. Matter of Time, Deadlines and Commitments, Miss Atomic Bomb. Never fond of that. It's okay. Rising Tide, Heart of a Girl. The album kind of peters out a little bit, but from here on out, and then you've got Be Still. I love Be Still. That's one of their best songs. Really good. And it's been on their 2 greatest hits packages. This one has got booklets, posters, whatever the hell, and it's double red pressing as well as that. I think I bought this from a guy in New York, and I got it shipped to Arizona to family, and they shipped it back to me, so I didn't have to pay the tax, man. So yeah, there you go. I like this album. It's probably, yeah, it's my second favorite, to be honest with you, and I do like listening to it. Yeah, so there you go. Next up is Direct Hits. Now this one was released in 2013. There was no LP at the time. I think there was a box of 10-inch singles or something like that. It was spread out over 10-inch singles, but there was no vinyl LP with 2 discs like this. This was released in 2018 or 2017 in the US or something like that. I only bought this recently just to have it because there was a kind of it's a gap in the collection. But I will say this, it's very dull sounding. You know, when I started playing it, I thought that the treble was down on my amplifier, and no, I mean my amplifier is an Iowa AX, what is it, 006. It's a fine amp. I have a Yamaha one down there. I also have a Kenwood, and I have another one somewhere. But this is a fine amp for what it does. It sounds fantastic with some music, but I mean, and that's a bright amp. This sounds quite dull and boring. I think they really messed this up. It sounds very compressed. It's like a bootleg. You know what it actually sounds like? It sounds like a cassette recording when you leave Dolby C on accidentally. It's got that muffled kind of it's a shame, like, you know what I mean? I had to turn the bass down, and I like bass, you know, so that's the problem. It's a bit, I know there was a 2019 they released a clear vinyl version, but again, I don't know what that sounds like. But this, I mean, this is $40, and you know what, I'd be totally honest, it's a waste of money. The only thing is, like, you've got Shot at the Night, Just Another Girl. They're 2 new tracks to this collection, and they're very good. I really like them. I think they're probably from the Battleborn. They're from the Battleborn sessions. Wonderful, wonderful. This was released in 2017. I remember getting it when it came out. I was kind of looking forward to a Killer's album, but it really, to me, sounds like a Brandon Flowers solo project. There's only 3 members here. So it's wonderful, wonderful. The Man, that was kind of a funky kind of rock type thing. Life to Come Run for Cover, Tyson versus Douglas. Yeah, it kind of, I listened to it for a while, and then it kind of, you know, whatever. I kind of disappeared on me. You know, it never really kept my attention. Yeah, it's a bit uneventful, you know, I don't know. I just never seem to go back to it. Have all the songs been written? I think Mark Knopfler plays on that one. He does actually, yeah. But yeah, a bit uneventful. Yeah, okay, no more. Then we have Imploding the Mirage. This one was from 2020. Again, the band is a trio. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. I think it's better than Wonderful, Wonderful. It ain't bad. No, there's some good songs on this. But again, there's nothing really new. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing groundbreaking or new on it. You got My Own Soul Warnings, Blowback, Dying Breed, Caution. Lightning Fields featuring Katie Lang. It's a duet. Fire and Bone, Running Towards a Place. My God featuring Way-S Blood. And then When the Dreams Run Dry, Imploding Mirage. Yeah, it never managed to capture my attention, but when I play it, I enjoy it, you know, that kind of way. You know, do you know what I mean? You mean what I know. Next, in 2021 came The Killing Machine. The Killing Machine. I'm very bad. I'm like a guy bluffing. The Pressure Machine. This one comes in a strange sleeve as well, which is very strange. Yeah, it's backwards when you put it into the collection, you know, it's a slip sleeve. But in the inner is like, it came in different CD covers and whatever. But the vinyl, it kind of, at the start I played it and it did nothing to me. And it kind of grew on me over the time, you know, it's kind of more stripped down affair. And I think that's the kind of direction that Brandon Flowers wants to head in. And the CD and the vinyl actually differentiate from each other, because I think on the CD there's dialogue between the tracks that was recorded and stuff like that, people talking, you know, and stuff like that. And yeah, you can read all the song titles there yourself. It isn't bad, you know, it's not too bad. You know, again, I've only listened to it maybe 4 or 5 times. It never managed to capture me. But yeah, maybe someday it'll become an amazing cult classic. And their latest is called Rebel Diamonds. I only got this there a few weeks ago. This is a greatest hits, a new greatest hits. I've made a video about this as well, a separate video. And this one is, the sound quality is fantastic, especially the material from Day and Age sounds amazing. I've never heard it as good. And then you've got some extra tracks. Boy, Your Side of Town, Spirit. They're new tracks. Some of them remind me of the Pet Shop Boys. They're quite electronic, but I think the band were recording back in August, and they were recording a new album, and all of a sudden he just decided electronic isn't really working anymore. So I think the next Killers album is going to be more acoustic even, you know, maybe down the Bruce Springsteen road. This is disappointing because there's no booklet, only this leaflet with nothing in it, and the discs are just, you know, they've got nice labels on them, but there's no information, no track listings, you know, information, any of that kind of stuff, which is disappointing. I think there's a triple LP coming out as well from the fan club or from the website in January. I'm not sure. I don't know what the triple will be. Will it be the same thing, or will it add extra tracks? But this sounds fantastic. There is also a cream vinyl version. I didn't bother buying cream. Kind of sorry now I didn't, but look, that's the way it goes. I could have got the cream, but I like black, you know, I like black. So anyway, that's it. That's the Killers, an update, late December 2023, and that's all I gotta say. So you know, hope you have a good weekend. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and take care.